Welcome to the Vernon Hills Update. The update offers information about a variety of village services. You'll meet a few of your neighbors and you'll find out about upcoming events. On today's show, we'll talk with representatives from the Vernon Hills Park District and the Village of Vernon Hills about the recently developed plan to keep the Central Lake YMCA open here in town. We'll hear from Vernon Hills Police Department's officer Sharon Joseph about some personal safety tips for you and your family this holiday season. We'll stop in on one of the village's newest businesses, Venus vs. Marz Luxury Spa Lounge, located on Town Line Road in Aspen Point Shops. We'll make a quick stop over at the Winter Wonderland Holiday Light Show, which is open through December 31st. We'll visit with Fireman Tony Rodkey of the Countryside Fire Protection District to get some quick reminders on staying safe over the holiday season. And we'll take a look back at the sights and sounds from the village's Tree Menorah lighting that took place Saturday, November 24th at the Vernon Hills Golf Course. If you have comments or suggestions, please contact Mike Storto at 847-918-3560 or email Mike S. at vhills.org. Thank you for tuning in to the Vernon Hills Update.
Well, a topic that's been on all of our minds for the last couple of months here in Vernon Hills has been the situation with the Central Lake YMCA. We're here with two of the head guys who can give us the inside scoop on what's been happening and where we're going as we move forward. We're with Mike Allison from the Village of Vernon Hills and Jeff Fougeroux from the Vernon Hills Park District. These are the two people that players that have stepped in to have their organizations work together to keep our YMCA open. So thanks for taking the time to join us, you guys. This is a very interesting topic, to say the least.
It is. Thank you, Lynn. Yeah, Jeff and I have been talking about this quite a bit, I'd say in the last 5-6 weeks or so, or longer. Yeah, we actually saw the press release. It was the end of September, and we called each other almost simultaneously and said, well, what can we do? And we sent it out to our respective elected officials and started talking really from the get-go. So
you found out the same time we as residents found out too.
Right, and I think that was an issue for some people too, like, why couldn't you have talked to us a couple months ago, kind of thing, you know, and maybe there would be something we could do, work with the Y or whatever, or have the transition go a little smoother, let's say. But
well,
that
you didn't have much time, because I know that the parents who had daycare, they were going to have daycare just right before Thanksgiving, but the other facilities were going to actually close by the end of October. So in those weeks, that end of September through October, you guys met and met and met.
Yeah, as Mike said, we've probably been in touch with each other over the last 6 weeks, daily, several times a day, weekends, nights. I mean, this was a tight timeline with getting told in late September, and then obviously the membership was told that come October 31st, they might have to find a new home, with the daycare parents having until just about mid-November. So tight timeline, very difficult task at hand to get together, but really, I think, exemplary on behalf of our boards. I think Mike would agree with me. The time that they put in as well in pulling this off, and just from the get-go, everybody just had a cooperative spirit in mind to keep this facility open, and they thought it was a great amenity for the community. So that, you know, with that task at hand, it was kind of easier for Mike and I to not have to work around any barriers. We just knew what the objective was, and let's just make it happen.
Okay. And at this point, we can say you've made it happen.
Right.
Because right now, what you had to do is make the offers and go through all the financial things, and that's where the village came in.
Yeah, well, I think the thing is, too, the cooperative part of it was we really vetted the process, even though it was a very shortened time frame. When you think about it, the Park District did a lot of work on the operational side of it. It wasn't just emotion. It was using your head, and it was emotional because a lot of people said, you have to do it. I can't tell you. Jeff had more of this experience, but people coming up to us when we stopped over at the Y and saying, are you here? Because we both had suits and ties on, so okay, this must be someone who's here to buy it or do something. So yeah, people, a lot of positive response. But that's the emotional piece of it, but we also took, the Park District really took a look at the operational stuff, and then we jointly looked at the physical plant, the building, the roof, the HVAC, the pool, everything else.
And there are some things you have to do
right
off the bat to make some improvements, that, like the roof and a few things like that.
Right. And I'll let Jeff maybe speak to that.
Yeah, in addition to the roof, I guess there's a few things.
Yeah, part of the, just part of the project is we had a due diligence process that we had to enable ourselves to be put through, and we had, an end date in that. The village handled the roofing component of the project. We handled an environmental phase assessment, and then on top of that we did some HVAC assessments, we did some mechanical assessments, we did electrical inspections, ADA inspections. So all of that, when you're trying to get these particular vendors out on a timely basis and then get reports back so we can present to our boards what those costs would enable. But all in all in right now, we're probably looking at a figure of about $300,000, maybe a little bit north of that, to get those pieces of the puzzle complete in a quick fashion. I mean, there's safety issues that have to be addressed. And so that's part of, we'll be working, we're as part of our sales agreement with the Y, that they'll contribute to that. The village will contribute to that as well, and then the Park District will pick up the remaining of that. So,
and when you say safety issues, what kind of issues are those?
Just, when you've got some of the electrical issues where some of the GFI outlets are not to code. There's ADA issues required in terms of chairlifts that need to be put in the aquatic facility. Those are federal laws that you have to comply with. There's, through the roofing inspection, we've got a couple areas on the roof that are very soft that are, quite frankly, need to be roped off, and we don't need people to be walking on the roof because quite potentially you could fall through the roof. And so that's an area that needs to be addressed immediately.
So the plan is you've been doing your analysis, looking at what can happen, and being prepared to move forward, not only just with you taking over as management, but doing all of these things so that, will that work start shortly then? I mean, we're taping this at the very end of November. Are you planning to get in there and start at work soon?
Yeah, as soon as we take the keys to the building. I mean, those are things we're going to line up and get in place that we've got to take care of right away. Now, obviously, if you're doing work in the middle of the winter, there's some things you just probably can't do. But, we're told roofers can do the work this time of year, and so that's probably the first thing we're going to address, and then some of the ADA issues, some of the electrical and some of the mechanical things, those are all indoors, and you can work around, any time during the year to take care of those.
Okay, so that's how we're going to move forward, and how you get to the point where he can have the keys to the building and get everybody in there working. How did we, come to that financial package and get all that in place?
Right. Well, first of all, we negotiated. We went out, received an appraisal, then we went and negotiated a price with the Y. And we really went back and forth on a lot of items, and I know the Park District specifically really negotiated a credit for those repairs we're talking about. So we're not buying something that's really an unknown. I mean, we identified the issues that need to be addressed both immediately as well as long-term, meaning in the next couple of years, and then the village's part of it is really financing it, and we're doing a no-interest loan out of village reserves for $2.025 million to purchase it, and that's now that we're close to being to the closing, that's substantially below the appraisal.
Okay, and when we talk about that money that comes out of the reserves, that means it's not as though Vernon Hills is going to turn to a property tax or anything like that, because we're going to continue to take Vernon Hills.
No, Lynn.
No, exactly.
No.
Say that again. No.
No.
We have no property tax.
No property tax.
Right.
Mayor, do you hear? No property tax. Actually, we're taking out of reserves. And the reason the village has, I would say, for a village or city, a very healthy, reserves. And part of the reason, again, is, as you know, I've talked to you many times about it, is reserves for sales tax. And as we saw in 2007 going till now, the sales tax, it was a bumpy road. So luckily we were able to make some, expense adjustments and weather our way through and use some of those reserves. So, but we still have substantial reserves, so we're able to act quickly on things, which again, Jeff said it, we've heard that over and over again. This is for the community. It's a wonderful amenity. It's something we want to keep, vibrant for the community. And you hear that over and over again from all the elected officials. So.
Yeah, it's very much, everybody's very excited to know
Right.
that this is moving forward, and you were able to move that quickly, because one would not expect, I mean, you know how long it takes to close on a house and get your inspection, so to be
Right.
able to do this is pretty fantastic. Now, that's how the financing goes, and you said, you get a little grace period before anything even has to come back to the village. So you guys jump in as the operating end of things. Am I correct in that?
That's correct. I mean, we'll handle managing the operations once the closing happens. So, the facility within and from without is not going to change that much, except for maybe a new name on, a new sign on the front door, if you will. We're still working on that, but from all appearances, the name that we're looking at is a Lakeview Fitness Center. We're still looking at naming and identifying the daycare facility. We've looked at a name trying to identify, keep the Lakeview in there as well. Lakeview Little Learners Center is what we're trying to identify with them right now. But, it just goes back to what Mike just said about just the community. And we really looked at this as, especially the daycare facility, a lot of the parents that either live in town or work in town and have that, amenity available to them. The indoor pool is something we just don't have available to our residents. The high school does, have a facility, but it's fairly limited in terms of just resident use. They've got a vibrant swim program, over 100 kids in the swim program, and they're all kids that live in town. I mean, that's a terrific thing. They've got a really good group of people that work there that are very engaged in what they do, and we're excited about, being able to employ the majority of them as we move forward. So, for us, it's certainly going to be a challenge, but we're excited about it. We really are. Our staff is excited, our board is excited, and we feel like we're going to have, a nice prized possession that we're going to be able to contribute to the community.
And I like what you said. You have core competencies in all those areas, and the fact that there are people there at the Y working now who bring so much to the table, and the hope is you converge those staff people, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. By the time people, see this, we'll feel confident that we'll have a good core group of people in place.
And so the idea is we're going to move seamlessly. We don't have that, something closes, the doors close, and we have to reopen. It's going to stay open and continue to operate. So if you have a fitness membership or your child is in the program, the child care program, you shouldn't really see many changes. I mean, you'll continue to attend like you always have been.
Yeah, once again, I think it's just going to be a new name change on the door, and staff people that may have a different uniform look to them when somebody walks in the door. We know there's some initial issues in terms of just the control of the facility, some of the security of the building that have to be addressed, and we're going to do that on an immediate level as well. But we're excited about it. We're really excited about the event.
Well, I know, as you've said, the community's excited too. I mean, it's definitely a win-win. We're glad that it was able to come forward. I know it's not without risks and not without hard work, as you're adding on a whole facility you're having to deal with that you haven't had to before. But if people do have questions, I know you guys have been available over at the Y, but if people who haven't been part of the Y or haven't been part of the Park District facility, what can they do right now to learn more or see how they can get involved in your fitness or child care program?
I'd say they just go and knock on Mike's door over at Village Hall, and no.
And then I'd give them some answers, and you'd probably regret the answers I give them. Yeah. So you better answer them.
Yeah. In all seriousness, we would invite them, go to our website at vhparkdistrict.org. We'll have updated information. We'll have contact information. People can contact my office directly and call me. I'd be happy to explain, the scenarios to them. But, our plan is to keep the membership fees the same, the daycare fees the same. There's even been some talk about at the board level right now about trying to provide a discount to residents as we turnkey this operation. So that's something that we may address. I mean, just some unique things right now where people that are part of the YMCA, they pay a joiner's fee. We're going to eliminate that. Right off, they save 10% on their membership. We're going to add use of our Sullivan Center gymnasium as part of their membership. Part of their membership now, there's value-added classes. They pay for additional classes. We're going to make those all-inclusive with their membership. So there's a savings that's passed along there. So there's a lot of, really nice pricing and cost-saving opportunities for people to join. And we know we're in a competitive atmosphere with this type of membership, and we want to make sure that we're successful at that. So we've got to initiate some of those features right out of the box.
Okay, that's something people should be looking for. They'll call you about the pricing and the programs, and they'll call you about the whole deal and the history of it. There you go. You're the financing kind of guy.
Banker.
Yeah.
No more. That's the only financing we're doing, by the way.
Well,
don't call about loans.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and as we said, before we started rolling, we said this was certainly not something you had on your agenda. You were as surprised by it as anybody, but the fact that you didn't plan for all this and it fell in your lap and you can still make it happen is it's kind of nice to know that that's how our folks work here.
Over the weekend, I was reading an article about the CEO of BMW, and when he came here, before he was CEO, he ran their plant in the United States, BMW's plant here, and one of his first staff meetings was they were talking about problems, and the Americans, on the staff said, "Wait a second. These aren't problems, they're challenges." And he tells this story over and over again, it's in this article, but I think that's the way Americans approach these kind of things. It's not a problem, it's a challenge, and something good's going to come out of it.
Very exciting. Exciting times, and it came together so quickly. We'll be excited to watch as we go forward. We'll come back to you to get updates as we move. And if you want to learn more, contact Mr. Fugero, contact Mr. Allison, go online. There's a lot of information. And just stay informed, because this is going to be exciting as we go forward for the next few months and see how it's happening. So thank you for taking the time. I know you've talked about this subject so much lately, but we appreciate that you took a little time to talk with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Officer Sharon Joseph with the Vernon Hills Police Department's Crime Prevention Unit. It's the holiday season once again, and once again we want to remind you about some good holiday safety tips. When you go shopping, whether it's at the mall or a small little store somewhere, if it's late at night, please try to park in a well-lit area. Always remember where your car is parked as well. At the mall, at least you have mall security to help you find your car if you lose it. Now, more importantly, we have had several reports lately of burglaries to vehicles that are left unlocked. Please always remember to lock your car doors and close your windows all the way, even if you're only going to be gone for a minute or two, or if you're parked in front of your house at night. Thieves just like to come along, check car doors, and they'll take whatever's in there. Most popular these days are GPS units, cell phones that are left in the cars, purses, bags, spare change, and believe it or not, sunglasses. If you leave your items in the vehicle, please make sure they're hidden. Either put them in your glove box, in your center console, in the trunk of the car, or cover them up. It's best not to have them in there at all, but if they're in there, at least cover them up. If thieves can see them, it only takes a second to break the window to grab them and they're gone. So please, just remember to lock your car doors. When you go to the stores to shop, try not to bring a lot of cash with you. And if you bring credit cards, try to bring as few as possible. Ladies, if you carry purses, try to use the kind that have snaps or covers over the top and carry them under your arm. Don't use the open kind people can reach in. Gentlemen, a wallet in the back pocket is an easy choice for a pickpocket. Try to put it in a front pocket or maybe an inside coat pocket. Once you've gathered a lot of packages, don't keep carrying them around with you. It might cause you to lose track of your purse or your wallet in your back pocket or your cell phone or whatever. So to be on the safe side, make a trip out to your car and put them in your trunk where they can't be seen from the outside. Now, not everybody likes to shop in stores. Online shopping is a big industry. Last year alone, during the shopping season, over $35 billion was spent online. That's a lot of opportunities for criminals to steal your information. So here's some tips on how to keep yourself safe online. Try to deal only with reputable companies online. Make sure it's a website that you have typed in, not one that you clicked on in an email you received. And make sure it also has phone numbers that you can call if you have questions. Shop at sites with secure ordering and posted privacy policies. Look for the websites that begin with HTTPS and not just the HTTP. For more information on identity theft, go to the Federal Trade Commission's website at www.ftc.gov/ID theft. Okay, now our home security tips can be used at any time of the year. Whenever you leave the house, remember to lock your doors and all your windows. Double check just to make sure. If it's in the evening time, make sure you have lights on, both inside and outside. Inexpensive timers can help with both of those. If you're going to be gone for any period of time, whether a weekend or a week or even more, the best thing to do is to have a friend or relative come over to check on your house. Have them bring in the mail, any newspapers that might be in the driveway, maybe move the curtains so it looks like somebody has been in the house. And once it starts to snow, ask them to shovel the driveway. An unshoveled driveway is a very obvious clue that nobody is home. Another idea is to contact the Vernon Hills Police Department for a vacation house watch. For a period of time, we will come every day and check your house to make sure all the doors and windows are locked. But again, a friend or relative is a better choice. With the winter weather coming up, I'd also like to go over some winter safety driving tips. Before you leave the house, please make sure you take the snow and the ice off of your cars, including the lights, front and back. Make sure you increase your distance between cars. You're going to take longer to stop on an icy or a wet road than you will on the dry pavement. When you first start out, accelerate slowly so that your wheels don't spin. And watch for slick spots and even sunshine spots that might block your vision or create a glare onto the ice. Always be prepared to stop or do a maneuver at all times, even when the road looks okay. It's better to be prepared than to get into an accident. And then I'd like to review our Vernon Hills snow-related ordinances. Vehicles cannot be parked on any village street for 12 hours after a snowfall of 2 inches or more. This is so we can get the snow plows in and get your streets cleared up in a timely manner. Also, it is illegal for anyone to put snow from their sidewalk or driveway onto a village street or sidewalk. Again, our goal is to get the streets plowed and cleared as soon as possible. And keeping in mind that this is the holiday season, the entire village participates in the Marine Corps' Toys for Tots program. Bring in a new unwrapped toy to any of our facilities, the police department, Public Works, or the village hall, and the Marine Corps will make sure that more children have a happy holiday this year. On behalf of Chief Mark Fleischhauer and the entire Vernon Hills Police Department, have a safe and happy holiday season.
Well, if you're feeling a little stressed about the holidays and need a little pampering, or maybe you want a gift for somebody, either like a nice manly massage or a mani-pedi, we've got the place for you. We've got a brand new spa, very unique in our area. It's called Venus versus Mars Spa Lounge. We're with the owner, Renee McGowan. And thanks for taking the time to join us, because I know you're super busy with opening this brand new
building. No problem. I'm trying to get busier.
Well, let's tell everybody where you are. You're up in the penthouse of the Aspen Shop.
Yes, we are located on Town Line Road.
Beautiful place up here. I read on your website it's like 3,000 square feet of beauty up here. So, and I understand you designed it all yourself.
Yes, I did. I designed it all myself. I brought everything in that you see in here. My truck was a mess, and it's still a mess, and The furniture stores definitely know me around here.
Well, I've got a question then. If you did all this, this must be something you've been thinking about for a while, this, some kind of passion, or you wouldn't be able to come up with this kind of concept.
Well, I have 16 years of experience, probably a little bit longer because my mother was a hairstylist, so I'm a salon baby, so I've always been in the industry, and just fashion being a part of it, I, you know, kind of brought the two together with the decorating in here and kind of just made it my own, and something that I've always dreamed of. And definitely to have that pampering and have that luxury experience without having to pay a large ticket for it is something that I...
Well, this is really unique for the suburbs because you've got a real layout up here. This is much more high-end than we're used to seeing. You even have a lounge in here. I do have the lounge, which is a little, I mean, it was my little guilty pleasure that I've always wanted, and I have 3 children, so it's like getting pampered or wanting to have a glass of wine or wanting to relax, and I just dreamed of a place that I could do it all in one place and just bring it to one location, and hopefully people will want what I want and to be able to rent it out and do baby showers and bridal showers and whatever. Oh, so like some girls' nights out or
men's.
guys' nights out, because you
Yes.
really put the men in. Let's tell us what the men can do over here.
The men can do everything as well, everything the women can do. My husband wouldn't allow me to leave him out, so we have their lounge as well. So they have their own private lounge with shower and everything else that they can relax in, TV for the guys.
Okay. So if the guys want a little guys' time by themselves, they can go in there and be on there. And it's the whole space is beautiful and comfortable.
Thank you.
And what a neat idea to come, like you said, have a baby or a bridal shower, a baby shower, or something going on here, so you can do that. And you've got a lot of services. I mean, we see the places where you can go and soak here. So what are some of the services you have? And I know that you do them in the best way possible. So let's tell people about how cleanliness and doing it right is all what you're about.
It is. We do pedicures, manicures, waxing, facials, massage. We do it all, everything but hair. Okay. And we do it all to the highest standard of sanitation and sterilization is big for me. I want to go to a place where I feel relaxed and clean, and that's huge. Just to know.
You even have an autoclave machine, which
we do.
Some doctors' offices, I swear, don't have that. So
yes. We clean our things with in an autoclave. So
that's the highest level of sterilization, especially for you guys who aren't used to spas. This is, if you would like a spa experience for the first time, this is really the place to go, because you would get really spoiled, wouldn't you, in here?
I hope so. I hope to have them here and have them keep coming back.
Well, and I understand, too, you've got special events. I had seen you have, like, sushi nights or wine nights. And coming up in December, you've got a special night.
We have a beauty night out, and it's very fun. We want to just kind of incorporate. We've actually teamed up with Akira, which is in the mall, and they'll come in and do different looks and holiday looks. You're able to shop, so they'll have the racks out.
So can I come and, like, get a little pampering, do a little shop?
Absolutely. We'll have beauty stations set up, as well as just them performing different looks and whatever you think that you might want for the holidays, whether it's New Year's Eve or a Christmas party or, anything else you might want to go to.
So that's coming up on December 15th, and people can find out more by going online, or would you like them to call for reservations, or what would you
They can call for reservations, and they can also go online and look at, we have the banner up online as well.
Okay. Well, now, and we're talking holiday time, but really, you say spas are for all the time, especially if you want to stay relaxed and looking good.
Yes, that's one thing. We are an everyday location. I mean, if you want to come in here and get a manicure and pedicure, we absolutely do that every day. Our ticket is not so high that you can't do that. So I definitely encourage you to do that.
Well, and you're right here in town. You live around here, so that you're some of our local folks. So if people want to find out more, I know you've got the ladies out front are willing to walk you through everything, explain how to do it, even if you've never had a massage.
And that's another thing that I'm big on is customer service, greeting your clients, talking to your customer. You're just not another number here. We definitely want to get to know our clientele.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. It's a beautiful place.
Thank you.
Good luck for everything. Have a wonderful holiday. Everybody remember, come out for the December 15th and watch the website, because they've got stuff going on all the time. What a nice night out.
Yes.
Come over, have a glass of wine, get a mani-pedi, whatever you want to do. So.
Yes. Industry forward spa.
industry forward spot. That is
Yes.
exactly what you are. So we'll
Absolutely.
be watching more from you.
Thank
so
you.
Thanks for taking the time. And everybody, come on over and visit. Give them a call. Go online, but make sure we make them feel welcome here in town. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Vernon Hills Holiday Light Show ceremonial piece that we're going to do tonight. And I'd like to introduce Little Miss Vernon Hills.
Hello, my name is Valerie Bird of Little Miss Vernon Hills.
Okay, and we have Junior Miss Vernon Hills.
Hi, I'm Brianna Volatin.
And we have Miss Vernon Hills.
Hi, I'm Natalie Chiarello.
Yeah. All right, girls. Well, you look pretty sharp and festive, and I don't, apparently. But with that said, I don't know what year this is. What is this, 20 years we've been doing this? 17. Only 17? Okay, well, I'm off by 3. But, you know, once again, we hope that everyone in the area, not just Vernon Hills, takes the opportunity to come up here and drive through the wonderful displays we have. It seems like every year we add something a little bit different. I'm not sure what it is this year, but right behind us obviously is the gate that will take us in to the Winter Wonderland. And, you know, all the, you know, young people, some have been here many times, others will be coming here for the first time, like my grandson, Kellen Patrick McElroy. And go Irish, by the way, because they're playing for the national championship in about a month. But I digress. Okay. Anyway, what are we going to do now, Santa?
Well, we have this beautiful light show. If the gals will kind of come ahead of here and open the gate with me. How's that sound?
Are you queens ready to open the gate for Santa?
Yes.
All right. Wow, this is so exciting.
Let's walk on up here.
All right. And we can already see there's a plethora of cartoon characters and movie characters. And are you coming with us, little sister? Okay. All right, here we go. Come on in. Come on in, everybody. What did we sing last year? Oh, did we? Well, Santa, I could try since I hear some bells. Do the girls want to help me? You girls all know Jingle Bells? You do, huh? Well, I don't see Unbridled Enthusiasm yet. Okay, we're not walking to Milwaukee Avenue because we're going to kind of stay here. All right, so we're going to have a snappy rendition of Jingle Bells. All right, who wants to start?
You start.
Okay.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Ho, ho, ho. All the fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. What fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Ho, ho, ho.
All right, girls, very good. And the Frank Sinatra version is, I love those Jingle bells. And I'm going to quit there because Frank had a lot better voice. Okay. All right, you girls want to say anything to the public as a group?
Welcome to the 2012 Holiday Light Show.
This is a memory that you'll never forget, so please come if you're from Vernon Hills or from anywhere in Lake County.
You should come. It's really pretty.
Happy holidays, everyone.
I could say Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy New Year. And I hope everybody has a prosperous new year, and that we have, you know, peace all over the world. And that's a pretty tall order, but we got to keep working at it. So happy holidays, everybody.
Thank you.
Happy holidays. Okay.
As a reminder, the Winter Wonderland Drive-Thru Holiday Light Show, presented by the Village of Vernon Hills in cooperation with the Cuneo Mansion and Gardens, will be held daily from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. through Monday, December 31st. However, the light show will be closed on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. The event is held on the grounds of the Cuneo Mansion and Gardens, and the entrance to our Winter Wonderland is located north of Route 60 on Lakeview Parkway. The cost is $5 per car Monday through Thursday and $10 per car Friday through Sunday. On December 14th from 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m., the Cuneo Mansion invites you to its second annual Open House with Santa. Visitors are welcome to enjoy self-guided tours of the mansion, and there will be a craft station and coloring contest for children, along with a visit from Santa and other fun activities. For more information, call 847-362-3042 or visit www.cuneomansion.org. For more information on the Winter Wonderland Holiday Light Show, please call the Village Hall at 847-367-3700 or visit www.vernonhills.org. Happy holidays from the Village of Vernon Hills.
Well, it's hard to believe, but we're back in the holiday season, and one of the places we like to visit is the Countryside Fire Protection District Station right here on Deer Path Drive in Vernon Hills. We're with Fireman Tony Rodkey, because this is the time of year where there's so much going on, and it usually involves cooking and candles and heaters and a lot of things that make firemen a little bit nervous. So let's start talking about some of those things we have to keep in mind.
We'll start off with cooking. When you're cooking, you know, you get your ingredients out. Get the equipment that you're going to need to be safe. The lid that fits that pot or pan. 2 oven mitts to keep your hands from getting burned. If a fire does break out in the oven, keep that door closed, shut off the heat, call 911, okay? As for candles, if you go out, blow it out. We don't want to leave candles burning unattended, whether you're doing laundry in another room or you're going to leave the house to run an errand. As for space heaters, we want to make sure that you keep anything 3 feet away. So have that space heater at least 3 feet away from the couch, the chairs. Don't lay those mittens and those hats and scarves that are damp over the top of those space heaters. Same with the fireplaces. Make sure you use the wire mesh curtains, the glass doors, to keep those embers from popping out onto the carpet, and at least 3 feet from, don't put anything 3 feet closer to the fireplace.
What about, you know, we talk about you've got those embers, and we clean those out, and sometimes you put them, you think they're cool, and you put them in the side of the house. I know you've had problems with, you know, coals out of charcoal burners or, you know, the coals that come out of the fireplace. We got to really be careful with those things.
Well, you should use a metal bucket when you're going to remove those ashes, okay? Wait a full day. When you're taking those ashes out with your little scoop or your little shovel, make sure that you're not seeing glowing embers, okay? Put them in a metal container, bring that metal container outside, wait for a day, let that cool off completely, add water to it, then put it away into the trash container.
And what about our, you know, like the fireplaces and the wood stoves and all that? I know that there's some of our homes are a little bit older, and our fireplace chimneys may need a little bit of extra help there.
Well, we want to make sure the flue's open completely so that smoke can escape. And if you haven't had your fireplace serviced in a couple years, you might look at having that done, okay? Because that char can be building up, and that could add to the hazard. As for furnaces, make sure that you're servicing your furnace and then changing out that filter and keeping combustibles away from the furnace. Now that we're using those here in the winter.
Oh, so even around the furnace in my basement, I should keep a clear zone?
Absolutely. Again, 3 feet away is the key number.
I think I better go take a look down there, see what's going on. So, well, that's the heat, and that's what we're going to need that all winter long, holidays or no holidays. And you told us about the candles. I know one thing you like are these faux candles that work for year after year, too.
Well, the flameless candles are battery operated, and they're a lot safer. However, with candles, you know, people still lighting candles, and we can't stop that, but remember, when you go out, blow it out.
Yeah, our kids are pretty good at knowing that too. So check with your kids, because Fireman Tony's been teaching the kids in the schools this stuff all the way through. And let's go back in the kitchen, because whether we're coming up on the holidays or just we're in the house more and we're cooking, you like a clear zone in there as well, correct?
Yeah, we want to have the safe zone, so we're not having the children up close near the stove or the oven when we are cooking or baking. So let's get them away from the heat sources and something to do. Involve them, but get them away from where they could get burned.
So keep them over setting the table maybe. So let's talk about decorations. Some people might, by the time they watch this, some people are real fast on getting their decorations up, but you've got a few things you want us to keep in mind when we're decorating.
First of all, decorations should be UL listed. Check the lights. You don't want to have any loose light bulbs, broken light bulbs. Check the wiring to see if it's frayed. Avoid using extension cords. Use power strips that have those breakers on it. In case it's overloaded, it stops the power immediately. We have a program, Keep the Wreath Red, which means we have a nice wreath on our fire station and with red bulbs. If we get a white bulbs, that means there's been a fire caused by holiday lights. So check those when you're putting them out, UL listed.
Yeah, we've been pretty fortunate on that, haven't we? Although, for the last few years, have we kept it pretty red?
Yes, we've had some white bulbs, and it occurs, but that's why we're letting you know now.
Okay, excellent. Well, I know you've got more information online on your website, and you're always around to give people help or even walk through or inspections and things like that.
Our website has all these tips and more, countrysidefire.com. And feel free to give us a call at 847-367-5511.
And as you said, if you think you've got an emergency, don't wait around.
Dial 911. If you're in doubt, call 911.
Yeah, these guys like to come and take care of things sooner rather than later, so they'd rather be there. So, and I know on behalf of everyone here, they're all out training today as we're taping, but these guys are full of the holiday cheer here, and I know that you'd like to wish everyone well.
On behalf of Countryside Fire District, happy holidays.
We'll close this edition of the Vernon Hills Update with a look back at the village's tree and menorah lighting. But remember, if you have comments or suggestions, please contact Mike Storto at 847-918-3560 or email mikes@vhills.org. Happy holidays from the village of Vernon Hills, and thank you for tuning in to the Vernon Hills Update.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
got it. Make sure Santa gets it. I'd like to welcome everybody. I'm Mayor Roger Byrne to tonight's annual Christmas tree lighting. I have the Vernon Hills Queens with me tonight. We have Little Miss Vernon Hill. And this is, hold on, I can't see anything. Valerie Berta is Little Miss Vernon Hills. Let's give her a hand. Junior Miss Vernon Hills, Brianna Balatin. And then Miss Vernon Hills, Natalie Chirillo. Okay, and this is Kellen Patrick McElroy, my grandson. Huh? and this is Santa, of course, here. So tonight we will light the Vernon Hills holiday tree. We will also light the menorah. And the menorah was donated last year by Cy Taxman, who's done a lot of retail in town, so we always give Cy a big thanks. So with no further ado, other than the holiday light show is open. You know, go there with your children, have a good time, and they'll be open through the end of December. Okay, girls, you ready? Countdown. Let's start with 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, where's the tree? You like that? All right. All right. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, and everybody has a happy and prosperous New Year. Okay, thank you.